3-Arena. Завтра там будет концерт Хью Джекмана. Я жду с нетерпением. И это район Санди Маунт. Ну, вон то район Санди Маунт. А я ходил вот здесь как-то и даже и не подозревал об этом. Но виды здесь красивые, и в реальности цветов больше. Например, вон там сейчас зелененьким так, без всяких шумов. Так что все в реальности гораздо красивее. So I have 19th row, place 164.
164. You want block?
Block F.
Block F. Yeah.
This one. Okay, thank you. Hello. Yeah, of course. Я пришел на шоу Хью Джекмана 3-Arena, и сейчас начали запускать зрителей. Вот, я занял свое место, но в принципе оно у меня не самое плохое, и да, будет прикольно. Вообще мне очень повезло, потому что у меня хорошее место, и я видел пару роликов на YouTube с открытия этого шоу, по-моему, в Лондоне, или это был Бирмингем, какой-то город, и они использовали эти экраны для того, чтобы показывать то, что происходит на сцене. То есть даже если что-то будет не особо видно на сцене отсюда, с моего места, так что можно будет посмотреть по экрану. По сути, вот это вот, я так понимаю, вид места. То есть, ты там близко, гуще событий, но толку-то, мне кажется, с одной стороны, ты видишь, головой только мотыляешь. Так что непонятно, где их лучше. Вообще площадка рассчитана на то, чтобы вместить максимальное количество людей. И здесь, неплохо, но тем не менее не так, чтобы много места. К примеру, у меня ноги уже упираются в соседний ряд, и сами стулья, они дешевенькие. Сейчас покажу. То есть это ерунда мягкая, а здесь спинка пластиковая. Здесь даже рояль есть. Здесь она будет происходить основное событие, или он будет гулять туда-сюда.
Your sweat soaking through the floor. Buried in your bones there's a name that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that is real is left behind. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright, reaching up to the sky. And it's open wide, you're electrified. The world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be. So dreaming with your eyes wide open. No, you can't go back again to the world that you were living in. So dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. Caught us at a ship. Oh, good. Hi, sweetheart. It's very loud, isn't it? Oh, poor thing. It's a lot. No. Hi. I'm so happy to be here. We're going to have some crack today. We're going to have a little bit of crack. This is the only country you can say that. But we're going to have some crack. Because, you know I'm Australian, right? So you know Ireland and Australia, we're like brother and sister. You get that? This is like a pilgrimage for us. I'm so happy. Welcome.
Hello!
Is it school holidays? Is it school holidays this week? Oh, even better. Day off. Bring it on. Okay, we're going to get to know each other a little better. You okay with that? Yes, so here's something you don't know about me. Something I'm really good at. Hi. I'm really good at numbers. Like I was always good at numbers. I'm no mathematical genius, but I remember numbers. My mind remembers them. I'm not just talking about today's date, 31st of May. No. I can still remember my first home phone number, 4408882. I can still remember my first license plate on my family car, JDC397. The second one was KSK071. I can tell you that today we have 193 crew. I have 10 singers and dancers, 20 musicians. I have 50 choir members. I have 2 acts, 1 interval, 20 minutes long. Hi. Do you also spend too much time dwelling on numbers? Your credit score, football score, heart rate, blood pressure, your age? I'm 50, by the way. No kids ever clap at 50. It's like, I don't know you're telling me that. Are you the type of person to leave a show 10 minutes before the end just to beat the traffic? I am. I'm one of them. Love beating the GPS's ETA, I love it. So here's the deal, okay, just in case you're like me, I will warn you 2 songs before the end so you can just, no judgment from me, okay? When you start off as an actor, it doesn't matter if you're bad at saying no because you literally say yes to everything. Like when my agent first rang me, he was like, can you tricycle on a high wire? Yeah, done it my whole life, of course, you know. Can you jump out of planes? I love jumping out of planes, yeah. Can you audition for a musical even though you've never sung before? Absolutely, 100%. And I did. I auditioned for the role of Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. And I figured, don't worry, I had 4 weeks to prepare for the audition. I'll just go and get some singing lessons. Bob's your uncle. Well, turns out it's quite difficult singing, and I was terrible, really, really bad. But after about 4 weeks of making no progress, I just said to my teacher, I said, you sing it, I'm going to copy you, okay? I'm just going to copy you. And I did. And he was like, great, that's it, perfect. And I got the part. There you go. When I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large. But now that I've grown, I eat 5 dozen eggs, so I'm roughly the size of a bar. And I was freaking out because this was by far the biggest break I'd ever had in my career. 5 weeks in, I was about to get fired, and I went home. And I was complaining to, whinging. I can say whinging here, I love that. That's the best word. I was whinging to Deb about this person, about that person. I've never read the comics, all this stuff. And she listened to me very, very patiently for about an hour. And finally, she just put a hand on my shoulder and she said, babe, you just got to trust yourself. You're worrying way too much about what everybody else is thinking. Just go back to the beginning, focus on the character, trust your instincts. You got this. And she was right. And to me, that is love, right? Someone who believes in you, even when you don't really believe in yourself. And this whole show is dedicated to Deb and the kids. But right now, I'd love to sing the song to which we had our first waltz at our wedding. When somebody loves you, it's no good unless she loves you. All the way, happy to be near you when you need someone to cheer you. All the way. But growing up the youngest is actually the worst, and I'll tell you why. Because your whole life, everybody else is doing stuff you're not old enough to do, right? And they're always like, Hugh, relax, you get to do it in a year's time. And a year's time? I'm 7, I want to punch you in the face. So I am going to play the piano for you today. Thank you. Because I figured 3 years of piano lessons at high school qualifies you to play arenas all the time. And I'm so sorry, guys. Life is unfair. Look at these lifelong professionals here. 6 hours a day, 30 years. Let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. You will be found. Now, of course, that's not really a story of an 8-year-old boy missing his first game of cricket. I mean, who knows? Maybe I remembered it wrong, maybe the game was the next week, maybe it never happened, but for some reason that is the memory I have very clearly in my head, and I think it's because when I was 8, I was about as vulnerable as I'd ever been in my life, and I wish more than anything I could go back to that 8-year-old version of myself, sitting at the end of the driveway and just put my arm around me and say, hey, it's gonna be okay. I know this feels terrible, I know there's a lot going on right now you don't understand, but this will not define you. What will define you is how many people will be there to pick you up when you fall. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone. If you only say the word from across the silence, your voice is heard. And someone will come running, and I know straight-up choir from Dublin.
This is me.
Hello. What's your name?
Circa.
Sarah?
Circa.
Circa.
Yeah.
Is that spelled like F-J? Circa, what's your name?
Darren.
Taryn?
Darren.
I'm sorry. Quite easy, that one. Hello, Darren. You're gripping on, like gripping on. You're very strong. Do you play sport? Is he like a sport? Oh, not really? What does he do? What is he good at? Really good at? There are children, lots of children. What's he really good at? Circa, look at me.
Yeah.
You have no idea who this guy is, do you? Are you together?
Yeah, we're together.
Like married? Oh, don't bring it up. Okay. Is he a good dancer?
He is a good dancer.
Come here right now. Just wave at them. Just wave like you're a rock star. Yeah. Yeah. I'm one of these. Yeah. I'm behind there. Just turn around, give him a cut like a double. Yes. What do you do for a living?
Organise events.
Like this. Just relax. It's okay. It's all good. We're just good. Like this kind of thing. Are you ever on stage? You're definitely the behind the stage kind of person.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Behind the scenes, but you like to dance. Circa says you're a great dancer. Circa said you're one of the best dancers she's ever seen. What kind of music do you like, Darren?
Bit of anything.
A bit of it. Oh, just easy going. I'm gonna marry you. So don't tell. It's just between you and me. Is this a secret? Do you think? No, okay, moving on. Right. So you like anything? You like rock and roll?
Sure.
Sure. tell you strong. Are you ready to catch me, guy? I've just been looking. You were going to do the dirty dancing bit. Let's hear it for Darren! Circa, you got a video? Got it. I think Circa better hurry up. What do you think, girls? Yeah, hurry it up. Marry him. Hello. I hear your name is Slushy. Yes, what's yours? My name is Peter. Lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you too. Oh, okay. We're looking after Slush. Don't worry about it. Okay. Peter Allen was an icon in Australia. He was an icon in America. I don't think he was that well known here, but he was one of the great entertainers of all time. But I always think of him as a storyteller. To me, he told the most beautiful stories in his songs. And my favourite Peter Allen song or story is called Tenterfield Saddler. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colours fill my head. A million dreams, a million dreams, I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. I love this music. I'm singing in the rain, I'm just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again. I walk down the lane with a happy refrain, 'cause I'm singing, dancing in the rain. I'm happy again. Just as I taught you, man. Perfect. All right, if I point you, you have to say 2 words. I got. Or not, you don't have to. You got it. Didn't even point you and you got it. Give me 5 for that, yeah. Someone up there! Up there! In here. We start ready. Ready, Pat? Up there! Rhythm. Music, yes. My gal who could ask for anything more. Up there. Daisies, in green pastures. Up there. My gal who could ask for anything more. Ready? Here we go. Come on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Come on. Okay, so no disrespect to 42nd Street. That's a classic musical, classic music. I totally get it, but my whole life would have been completely different if at age 9 I'd walked past any dance studio anywhere in the world and heard this. Let's see Ryan Reynolds do that. I can't wait for the tweet tomorrow morning. So there's never a trace of red on that sidewalk. Love this bit. Some Sunday morning lies about it. Just oozing life, and someone is sneaking around that corner. Could it be our boy? Yeah, what up? Mac the Knife. Oh, and the light, oh yeah. One's on the right, hey. Now the back in. Back in. How much do we love Dublin, guys? How much do we love Dublin? You don't get that every day from an orchestra. Look at that. Sometimes numbers help my mind expand, not contract. Like when I think about the fact that this universe is 13 billion years old, or that, yeah, right now we're traveling at 67,000 miles an hour through space, spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, that I'm just one of over 7 billion people on this planet. I mean, we're just specks, aren't we? We're specks in this infinite, beautiful, complicated, challenging universe that we live in. If there's one thing I have learned in my first 50 years on this planet is you cannot measure your life with numbers, but if you're going to measure it with people. And on that front, I've been unbelievably blessed. But no more than today here in Dublin. We want to take this opportunity to thank every single one of you for coming here today. Even those who skipped school. Really, we know you caught trains, buses, you pay for parking, you pay for babysitters, you risked getting fired from your job, all that stuff. But it really does mean the world to us, so thank you so much. We will never ever forget you. Even those people that are almost in the car park right about now. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. I drank champagne with kings and queens. Politicians praise my name. Those were some else's dreams. Pitfalls of the man I became. Yeah, let's get up. Come on, let's get up. For years and years, I chased and cheers. Crazy speed, I'm always needing more. But when I stop and see you here, Dublin, I remember all this was for. From now and we will come back home, and we will come back home. And we will come back home. We will come back home again. Slushy. Had a very good time, apparently. Very good time. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, darling. Want to get a photo shot? I'll never forget that hug. Once before I go, I want you to know. Yeah, get out the lights. I would do it all again. I'm sure I'd make the same mistakes, but we could make it through the pain and joys and aches we knew back then. I would do it all. I'd do it all again before I go. I want you to know that I look back with no regrets. Just once before I go, I want you to know that I have loved you, Dublin, all along. Even when we're far apart, I only need to feel you're living in my heart, and I'll be strong. Good night, Dublin!
Хью сейчас гастролирует со своим шоу. Позавчера он прибыл в Дублин. Насколько я знаю, у него здесь 3 концерта. Одно было вчера, сегодня 2. Одно днем, на котором я побывал уже, и одно будет вечером, примерно где-то через час начнется. Все было классно, все очень хорошо организовано, Хью молодец. Там пел, танцевал, отбивал чечетку, шутил. Было весело, очень весело. Единственное, что расстроило немножко, то, что не было какой-то автограф-сессии, или там нельзя было подойти к нему и сфотографироваться, но в принципе его можно понять. Я думаю, за несколько часов, которые он выступал, он там устал, и ему уже не до фанатов, не до поклонников. Поэтому, да, понять его можно. Это все еще вечер пятницы. Я все-таки дошел еще один раз до 3 арены. Думал, может быть, удастся сфотографировать Хью или там взять у него автограф. Но, говорят, он ушел сразу же, по-моему, секунд, говорят, 75 у него ушло, чтобы оттуда уехать. Вот. И поэтому ничего не получилось. Люди там другие тоже стояли, ждали. Но появилась информация, что он в отеле Уэрсбери. Это отель недалеко от моей работы, поэтому, может быть, я дойду пораньше, постою там, посмотрю. Может быть, удастся его еще раз увидеть вживую. Посмотрим. К сожалению, Хью летел сегодня раньше, чем я проснулся. Где-то 8 часов он уже запостил в Инстаграме фото из самолета. Поэтому в этот раз без автографа.